Lazarus Jones, a 13-year-old 8th grader at Bud Long Elementary School in the Albany Park neighborhood, was killed while walking home on a cold Monday night. On February 19th, Lazarus was walking down Lawrence Avenue and North Troy Street around 9:45 p.m. A group of gang members jumped out a vehicle and began chasing Lazarus down the street. He slipped on ice and fell in front of a liquor store located on the corner of Lawrence and Troy. The street was an area known for selling drugs and gang-related activities. Around 10 p.m., the police found Lazarus Jones curled up on the ground, and when they turned him over, they discovered him bleeding to death and rushed him to Children's Memorial Hospital. When Pamela Hester Jones, Lazarus' mother, found out what happened, she hurried to the hospital in time just to hold her son's foot and say a prayer before Lazarus Jones died Tuesday night.
Have you heard about a boy named Lazarus Jones who was recently killed in our neighborhood?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that, and what has your church been doing lately for the community against violence?
I was very sad, as everyone else was, to hear about his murder. I heard about it through Ceasefire, and they asked me if I would be willing to say a prayer at a rally that they had sponsored to try to galvanize the community against violence. One of our youth group was murdered in the alley, actually right out by the church. And it was, that was devastating in and of itself, drive-by shooting. If I can get a little bit controversial here, the police reaction was a pretty mixed bag. Some were very helpful and understanding, and some were completely unhelpful. So that makes things a lot more complicated, because a lot of the kids, for instance, that we're working with, and I know that is typical of others too, they're as afraid of the police as they are of people in gangs.
In the eyes of the common people, the police apparently do not have a good reputation, so we traveled to the Albany Park 17th District Police Station. While we were there, we interviewed a local officer.
Yeah, the homicide of Lazarus Jones. Apparently, from the details that we have, there was a street altercation involving a group of young people. The verbal altercation grew to a fight. There were blows thrown, and one of the members of the group apparently produced a hammer. He had multiple trauma, multiple blunt trauma to his chest and upper torso, and he also had several blows to the head. Certainly, Lazarus Jones was not unknown to the police department. I understand that he had some contacts with the police prior, but certainly, no matter what a person does wrong, nobody deserves to be beaten to death on a sidewalk with a hammer. Violence is not the answer to anything in our communities, in our society. Okay, the only thing that violence brings us is more violence. Because somebody who gets beat up or stabbed or shot or killed today, somebody else is going to be striking back tomorrow.
I guess we all have different reasons why we join Ceasefire. One of my reasons to joining Ceasefire is because the senseless acts and the violence that goes on in our communities. Plus, I had two brothers that were gunned down, and so this became a personal issue of mine.
You know, I joined Ceasefire because I don't want kids to go through what I went through growing up, and I want them to live in a safer community so they could be safe to go outside, go to the park and play, and not have to worry about these gangs and shootings and fightings with rival gang members around the community.
Well, the community supports Ceasefire by basically joining forces with us in our campaign to promote peace, whether it's visuals or marches with us. We do response to any shootings that happen in the community, any violent act that happens in the community. We do rallies So it's important for the youth, high schools, businesses. The more manpower we have, the more the community sees that we're standing against violence and against these senseless acts. Sometimes either the gangs or the groups of guys that are causing acts of violence don't really see how strong this community is because it's not together.
I was a victim of gang violence. You know, I was a gangbanger, and it was pretty rough. It was a lot of decisions that I did ignorantly. My experience is, you know, I was able to overcome that, and I joined the Marine Corps, and I did 8 years in the Marine Corps. So I know some way or somehow how to get out of it, and I just want to, you know, be able to be a mentor to these young individuals that they don't see a way out.
And out here, there's a lot of kids that, you know, they think they could carry a gun and shoot other people because they won't get in trouble, but they don't believe that, you know, police is out there all the time looking for somebody. So that's when we come in, ceasefire workers. We go on the street, maybe 1, 2, 3 in the morning. We out there just trying to talk to kids, you know, create awareness about what we doing. Because I don't want to see another kid die for no reason. You know, he was just out there having fun or whatever, and he got killed, you know, and that's what we try to prevent, you know.
We don't think, we believe. I mean, that's our belief that we're changing this community by impacting these high-risk individuals, you know, simply by getting them into a workforce development or life skills, mentoring, basically giving them another route and becoming another hand for them. So we become a big brother to them. We become somewhat of a father figure to them. So we've impacted plenty of lives, and we believe in what we're doing, and definitely we don't think, we know we're making a difference. So.
Lord, I still feel like I'm in this war with life. Lord, nowadays I don't know what's wrong and what's right. Everywhere I look, I gotta fight for my life. Lord, I'm tired of living this life. Every night I gotta hear shorties losing their life. Lord, why can't we live right? Why can't we live right?
Wanna thank you for blessing me. Wanna thank you for watching over me. Wanna thank you for blessing me. Wanna thank you for watching over me. Wanna thank you for blessing me. Wanna thank you for watching over me. Wanna thank you for blessing me.
Drip drop, the rain don't stop, clouds don't get clearer, nor does our vision. But who eyes are we looking at? What is our mission? Plan A, survive. Plan B, strive. Plan C, die? Question mark, period. Is dying in these streets not serious? Nowadays, more people I kill, more jails I build, more shelters I fill. Is the blood on the ground not real? Or is it we just can't find it and have society put it aside and never mind it like it never happened? People dream of being stars when they already shining. Oh, but you're not shining unless you got diamonds. It's dangerous living in these streets, living on these streets and dealing with people who don't think. Instead, they let the gun think for them, fingertip on the trigger, just in that order. Mothers crying rivers on a daily basis, ready for upstairs because they tired of the basement. Missing the son they used to embracing, no one will ever remember what happens. It's just a sad story, forget about it.
Anyone can shoot a gun.
In a single year, 3,012 children and teens were killed by gunfire in the United States.
Almost 50% of male 11th graders believe that they could easily get a gun.
American kids are 16 times more likely to be murdered with a gun than kids in any other industrialized country.